everyone. Good evening for all of you who are joining me here in person, as well as everybody watching online live. Thank you to everybody that made this possible. We'll start with our streaming platforms, Zara Media. We appreciate you so much for being able to broadcast this live to everyone watching at home, back home in Tigray, as well as Axumawian Media. And then for our venue as well, who made it possible for us to film here, also called Love Lounge here in Maryland. We're here tonight for another one of our great presentations that we have prepared for you. Haben Tigray presents this version of Visions for Tigray. We have a presentation for you. We have a couple of videos just to show you all of the work that we've done in the past year or so since we've had our last event as well. So I hope you guys are excited as I am to present what we have for you, and we can go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned, today's event is focused on a specific cause. We've called it Visions for Tigray. We have a raffle that has been going on for some time now. If you've guys been able to see it online, we've sold a certain amount of raffle tickets that we'll be able to pick from tonight and find our 3 winners. If you guys were able to see our flyers online, we have first place, second place, and third place winners. First place is $1,000, second place is $500, and third place is $250. So 3 lucky people will be able to win these raffles, but most importantly, their money will be donating to such an incredible cause. Visions for Tigray, as I mentioned, will be able to go in more detail as I go through this presentation. But for all of you here in person with me, thank you guys so much for joining me, and for everybody that's watching online and live streaming with us, we're very grateful to present this to you as well. So we can go ahead and get started. For all of you who might not be familiar, I would hope a lot of you are at this point, but just to give you guys just our top 3 most important causes and reasons why Haben Tigray became what it is after it's been established in the beginning of the war and genocide in 2020, to help alleviate all of those who are suffering in Tigray and all of its people. The status currently, they've registered, they are a nonprofit, obtained a 501(c)(3) tax license. So that, if you don't know, is beneficial for people who are donating to us as an organization. You're very able to get your tax exempt and use your money for a good cause while being able to return that money back to you as well. And our local footprint, last but not least, which I think is the most important, is our branch in Tigray, who has been able to coordinate locally and help us accomplish all of our goals and all of our ambitions that we have as an organization as well. As we move on, our major projects and operations that we've been able to accomplish thus far. We've done a lot, we have a lot more to do, but just to kind of give you a summary of some of the things that we've been able to accomplish: urgent aid and operations, refugees in Sudan, IDPs, as well as residents within the Tigray region. We've been able to help give them access to some quick needed emergency equipment and aid as well. Our educational program, that if you were joining us last time in our event where we were raising funds as well, the projects in Sudan and Tigray is an educational program that's been able to teach so many of our kids just amazing, useful, necessary things that a lot of people don't have the accessibility to in Tigray, that Haben Tigray has been able to make possible. And I have a video for you within our power slide here coming up that you'll be able to see that. Agricultural and food security projects in Sudan and Tigray as well. We've tackled a few of those projects that we talked about in our events last time, but I will get into it here as well. And then last but not least, again, supporting our vulnerable population moving forward. Persons with disabilities, whether that's in Sudan and refugee camps or within Tigray itself, as well as orphans, that were orphans before or after the war, as well as children without parents currently that have been forced to be orphans due to and the cause of this genocide as well. So starting with our educational program. As you guys can see in this picture behind me or up on your screens for those of you who are here with me in person, they were able to build this in Sudan in a camp called Tenedban Camp. If you guys saw the videos, the before and after, it's honestly truly like so rewarding to see the aftermath of this, but you'll have the kids tell you for themselves on what they've been able to learn and how they've been able to use and access our facilities that we were able to build thanks to supporters and donors of you and some of you who are watching as well. So education disrupted long way before the war started. As we all know, the educational system was shut down initially during the pandemic to suffer, but it didn't stop there, unfortunately, for the kids of Tigray. The war on Tigray has brought now a massive destruction, making it a continually destructed, making a multifaceted challenge of schooling, teaching our kids and growing, and the prosperity that was taken from right under their feet. Children and the youth in Tigray have missed about 3 years of their studies now, and as you guys can see the numbers, the loss of the life from the educational sector as well, which is well over 2,000 people and 2,000 kids, most importantly. So as we move on, as I said, we're going to have some of the kids really tell you about what they've been able to do with the projects that we were able to sustain them with. But our objectives for us was to provide educational supplies and equipment to rehabilitate as well as repurpose existing school infrastructure. So for a lot of time, these schools were used for IDP camps, and it's like a slow process now of getting kids back to school, the education back in the program, and implementation of projects such as innovation of education, educational technology, as well as our latest ed tech system, which we will get into as well. And last but not least, interventions to be able to take students in Tigray to school, help train the trainers that will be teaching the kids, as well as the general population. As we all know, kids are our future, but they're not the only ones affected. They're not the only ones who were suddenly had to stop going to school, whether they graduated college and just couldn't continue their schooling or even practice on hand. We would like to be able to help them as well. Before we move on and I continue talking to you guys, I do have a video to play for you guys, and this is the kids from our Tenedban camp in the refugees in Sudan that were able to access the school that we were able to build for them in Sudan. So let's listen to them.
اسمي وضحت هيدا يزبحل سوا ولا يبحل قدست غرما يزبحل زارة بس يبحل قدسان كيلاني يبحل شمي مهري تيماني يبحل ميمن كملاني يبحل كاب تجراي كاب وردا حمورا معراب تجراي مزي مزا خلو كاب تجراي خوينو حمورا معراب مالتي بمعراب مزا خلو كاب اسكتا مساس حمورا ياو زمزا خلو كاب معرباوي زوا تجراي زنبر كل حدي او وردا قطع حمورا تبع سنترالي حجي زنور كبوتا وردا قطع حمورا كتما بركاتيو وردا ما يكرايو كانت تسفاي بحال كم وردا حمورا تبع راوينيو كم وردا قطع حمورا كتما بركات مساق البوتا كالج معرب تجراي كندني عدي يا 10 كيف سمهاري نيره 10 كيف سمهاري هالو كي بستورن سنكي ناب سودان تسديده مالتي اب عدي كوليج مهال نيرج ديبارتمنت اي تي اب عدي كتشعك هالو خي تمرت قاريته اب مقله يونيفرسيتي ام اي تي مقله انستيتيوت اوف تكنولوجي ناي قدامي عملت بانفورميشن تكنولوجي اور انجينيرينج قدامي عملت تمهاري نيره تمهار النوركو بيت تمرتي قال اي بركي بيت تمرت حماره 10 كفلي مهار نيره تمهاري يونيفرسيتي نيره قد عملت تمارين كمبيوتر ساينس تمارين يونيفرسيتي او واتش يونيفرسيتي كفلي 10 كفلي نيره تشعل كفلي ابعد تمار نيره تشعل بس هي كفلي 10 كفلي ناتشورال ساينس نيره بكورونا غزي ناس دراي وي كعنا ببركات مزي مالتي بردا افتح مورا كتما بركات وردي اوزز نورنا مزي ያው ናይ كنا تقاطيمو ስለደይና ዝመጽ ማለት ያምለሁ መስከል ኣብ ሱዳን ምሳአተኩም ያው ናይ ፕሮግራሚንግ ትምህርቲ ተቀሪብ ላይ
ያው ናይ ፕሮግራሚንግ ትምህርቲ ተማሃራይ ቅድሚኡ ምንም ዓይነት ናይ ፕሮግራሚንግ ትምህርቲ ኣፍልጦ ምንም ኣይነበረን ጀስት ኣብዚ ቤት ትምህርቲ ብምንታዊ ያው ጽቡቕ ዝኾነ ትምፍልጠት ክሕዝ ክኢለ ማለት እዩ
ኣብ ሱዳን መጽ ኣብ ደስ ይወሎ ኮምፒውተር ይማሃር ለኹ በፕሮግራሚንግ ላንጉዌጅ HTML ጀሚረ ለኹ
ኣብ ፓይተን ላይ ብዙሕ ተማሂርና ብዛዕባ ፎር ሉፕ ዋይል ሉፕ ከምኦም ዝበሉ ብዙሕ ተማሂርና ኣለና ኣብ HTML ከዓ ሎጊን ፔጅ ምስራሕ ኣብ ቡትስትራፕ ፎንት ኣውሶም ብዛዕባኦም እናተምሃርና ፀኒሕና ክሳብ ሕጂ ብዛዕባ ባኪንግ ኢና ንመሃር ዘለና
ያው ብዛዕባ ፕሮግራሚንግ ትምህርቲ ምንም ዓይነት ኣፍልጦ ኣይነበረንን ብዙሕ ዓይነት ትምህርትታት ወሲደ ያው ከም ፓይተን መጀመርታ ኣብ ቅድሚ 6 ሰሙን ተማሂርና ነርና ዝኾነ ግዜ 6 ሰሙን ብዛዕባ ፓይተን ተማሂርና ካብኡን ብዛዕባ HTML ከዓኒ ተፈቲንና ሓሊፍና ማለት እዩ ካብኡ ሕዚ ንመሃሮ ዘለና HTML ኮይኑ ኣብኡ ከዓኒ ቡትስትራፕ ፋይልና ፎንት ኣምሰም ፋይላት ወሲኹ ብዙሕ ትምህርቲ ይበና ኣሎ ማለት እዩ በክልተ ዓይነት ናይ ላንጉጅ ተማሂርና ፓይተን ናይ HTML ካብኡ ኣብ ናይ HTML ሎጊን ባሲል መስራሕና ናይ ሶሻል ሚዲያ መስራሕ ናይ ቴብል ቡትስትራፕ መስራሕ ተማሂርና ማለት እዩ
ኣብቲ ኩናት genocidal ኩናት ኣብ ትግራይ ዝተጀመረ ኣብዚ ሃገር ሱዳን ጎረቤት ሃገር ሱዳን ተሰዲደ መጽ ኣብዚ ምጽኣኹ ያው ብዙሕ ሳይኮሎጂካል ዲስኦርደር ገጥምና ብዙሕ ተወድና ነርና ካብ ግን ያው ሰላደስ ዲያስፖራ ሓትና ጃ ኣብ ፕሮግራሚንግ ላንጉዌጅ ይማሃር ኣለኹ እዚ ያው
ብኮሮና ቫይረስ ምክንያት ፈናቂልና ናብ ወላዲተ ዝነበረቶ ወረዳ ከፍታ ሓመራ ምትል በቲ ኩነታት ኮሮና ስዒቡ ኩናት ትግራይ ተኣውጁ ድሕሪ እዚ ኩነታት ድማ ናብ ሱዳን መፂና ሕጂ ኣብ ተነድባ ማሓስከር ሱዳን ንቕመጥ ኣለኹ ን3 ዓመት ዳርጋ 3 ዓመት ሰቂልና ኣለና 3 ዓመት ኮይኑ ለዚ ኣብዚ ካብ ንቕመጥ ምስ ኮሮና ገለ ዳርጋ 4 ዓመት ኤክስፓየር ገይርና ኣለና 4 ዓመት ዝኣክል ኤክስፓየር ገይርና ኢና ካብ ትምህርቲ ወፃኢ ኮይና ማለት እዩ እና ድሕሪ እዚ ኩነታት ድሕሪ ክንደይ ሓሊፉ ናይ ፕሮግራሚንግ ላንጉዌጅ ትምህርቲ ከፊቱ ጽቡቕ ትምህርቲ እናሃበና ይርከብ ብጣዕሚ ድማ ኣድናቆት ኣለኒ ካብ መጠን ንላዕሊ እቲ ተምሃራይ ዝነበረ ኩሉ ነገር ፎርጌት ገይሩ ኢቨን ሳይኮሎጂካል ዲስኦርደር እንትን ብጣዕሚ ተጎዲኡ ነይሩ ኣብዚ ከምዚ ዓይነት ሓሲቦም ኣብዚ ምኽፋቶም ብጣዕሚ ዓብዪ እንትን ኣድናቆት ኣለኒ ሕጂ ኣብዚ ፓይተን ፕሮግራሚንግ እናተምሃርና ንርከብ መጀመርያ ፓይተን ፕሮግራሚንግ ተማሂርና ዝተወሰነ ፓይተን ፕሮግራሚንግ ዝቐለለ ፕሮግራም ንምግባር ዝቐለለ ኣፕሊኬሽን ምስራሕ ወይ ዲቨሎፕ ንምግባር ብጣዕሚ ምርጥ ፕሮግራሚንግ እዩ ብፓይተን ኢና ጀሚርና ኣብ ንየ ንሃለኹ መቐለ እውን ብፕሮግራሚንግ ሲ ጀሚርና ነርና ግን እንትን የብልናን ከምቲ በቲ ኮሮና ቫይረስ ምክንያት ስዒቡ በዚ ኩናት ቀፅለ ይካልና ነርና ኣብዚ ብፓይተን ጀሚረ ፓይተን ብጣዕሚ ምርጥ ፕሮግራሚንግ እዩ እናተማሃርኩ ይርከብ እዚ ድማ HTML እውን ጀሚርና ኣለና HTML ዌብ ዲቨሎፕ ንምግባር ዝጠቕመና ሃይፐርቴክስት ወይ ማርክኣፕ ላንጉዌጅ እዩ HTML ዌብ ዲቨሎፕ ንሱ ሕጂ እናተማሃርኩ ይርከብ ብጣዕሚ ምርጥ ትምህርቲ ከም ዝመሃር ኣለኹ እዚ እዙን ራይ ናይ ሶሻል ሚዲያ ፎንቲ እንዲዩ ብፎንት ኣውሶምና ቡትስትራፕ ተሰርሐ እዩ ማለት እዩ እዚ ናይ እዚ ኮድ እዩ ናይዚ ኮድ እዚ ኣውትፑት ከዓኒ ኣብዚ ናይ ማለት እዩ
መጀመርታው ኮድ ዝፅሓፍዎ HTML ላንጉዌጅ ኮይኑ መጀመርታው ኮድ ኣብዝለካ ማለት እዩ ብCSS ቡትስትራፕ .css ዝበሃል ሰሪሐዮ ሰርሐው ደሞ ራን ገብሮ ከለኹ እዚ መጽእ እዚ ሎጊን ፔጅ እዩ ኣብዚ ከለኹ ኢንተርኔም ይብሎ ናይ ስምካታሽም ማለት እዩ እዚ ፓስወርድ ጽፈሉ እዚ ሴሌክት ጀንደር ማለት እዩ ፊሜል ዝብል እዚ ሎጊን ብታሽሙ ኣተኸለኻ ይሰርሐ እዚ ደሞ ዌብ ፔጅ ኣብ ዘሎ ቪድዮ ፖስት ተገይረ እዚ ኣብ ዘሎ ትግራይ ኢዝ ሂር ዘሎ እዚ ዋላ ክንከፍት ከለና ይሰርሕ ቪድዮ يأثر هذا اللي هو bootstrap CSS is it table tent number name block phone number remember yours with the check post the input ኮይኑ check post type ማለት እዩ እዚ ዛብዘሎ table زبزل التيبل بفوتستراب تسرحو نورمال زمزلنا بفوتستراب تبلو راي كود صحيفنا بزي مسألنا ران تلنا مالتي زي كود أبزله كساب 320 كود صريحنا
زي تلوجين بيجين صراحة مالتي يوزر نيم باسورد زبل إذا قعدنا السوشيال ميديا تنزله مالتي أبزله خدو بان أبزله زي تناي السوشيال ميديا صراحنا ليه ناي السوشيال ميديا مالتي أبز قعدنا تناي تيبل صراحنا له تناي شو ما تزرزر قال زله صراح كله مالتي أبزله مول تناي فيسبوك زي مالتي ناتو عاب زلكا زبنا فيسبوك كم يغيرنا بوست كم أفتي فيسبوك مالتي بوست كنا بلنكلنا كم يغيرنا بوست كم يسرحو فيديو كم يغيرنا خمس سدر مالتي زلا الفيديو كم لايك كومنت شير زبلالو إذا قعدت متحفي بطا زرينا مالتي سرحنا زي بسي اساسنا تسترب سرحنا مالتي
فيسبوك فيجا زي أو سوشيال ميديا فيسبوك كم يجرا ملتكم أو زي نيم زي مرسنا زي بروفايل فيتشرة زي على بابليك أدمنستراتيف على بابليك شير نجرنا هذه زخنة تيكس نسكول مات زي زانا لايك كندي لايك زي كومنت شير نقبل هنا هذا أقطعم أو زي أشعة لايك بعلي سرحوي كومنت اللي أو شير كاب زي لا مات
توم أبز بمتاوي سرحهم صراحتي حدا بتنتي HTML language سرحوا سرح نعمل كمبيوت لنا الدنيا مالس زيت اوتبوت يو ليسي نراينا زي نحد ويب سايت ودما لوجين فورم زي مالتي ليسي نكودو هنا تكلنا تخدو زي مسل مالتي استطاعون كله HTML نا CSS يو
صراحة زي CSS فونت أوسون JS كاو تناتي صراحة زي نقرأ لنا أجعلتكم هنا مالتيو ما زي أختصر إذا خطو كلهم زرزر زي مسألة له نيتاش من كود بالتي كود HTML with bootstrap زين إذا كلهم أنجل مال إذا كود HTML مسألة من bootstrap تبلو
بتوسخي نابزي كل زدل دما بتعم صبوق تمرتينا نتخططنا نركب قل بزح كمان زبل بزح تمهراي لبز معسكر بزح نا يونيفرسيتي تمهراي زنبره نا هاي سكول تمهراي زنبره كم تجراي بتعمي ناي درجة جنريشن كاب كبها لخلص 4 عامات في اكسباير درجة لخون له እናቱ ተማሃራይ ንሱ በዝሕ መዝገብ ዝሲ ከም ድሌቱ ምንታን ኣክሰስ ክረክብ ናይ ኮምፒውተራት በዝሕ ይኩስኽ ናይ መምህራን ብጣዕሚ ጎበዝ መምህር ኣለና ብጣዕሚ ፍርጥ ትምህርትና ናይ ርከብ ግን حيل سب توثيقه ببزح تمهراي كمص زدللو كمزغب بنا مص حطت ግን ببوتا ስለጻብሎ حيل يسبنا ናይ ማተሪያል حيل توثيقه كوهب ኣለዎ بتوثقي ابزي معسكر زي بتاع شجر ካብ ዘሎ ናይ واي فاي ابزي حجي እና احنا ተማሃርና ኣለና سي توثقي ክረኸው እንደል ዝግባእና ነገራት ኣሎ بجوجل ጌርካ ክትመሃሮ ዝግባእካ ዝተፈላለዩ ነገር ኣሎ ቢያንስ ናብተን ዘለዋ ዲስክቶፓት بكيبل كونيكت خوينس جوجل جيرنا زودلنا حبريتا كنرقبلو نخل ميتل تزفتر تتخيلوا دما ولا نتو حزب زلو بزما عسكر زلو حزبي ناي واي فاي اغلبلوت لحزب زاد كوينس زبلص زغودا يمسلن مسوله دمرقبي قال يزخونو مستو ناي نهاتاتكم انت نس تصابق زي مسلن الحزبي مس حاو مس ودغ زلو مس وشت عاد زلو ناي مرقب ميتلين ناي واي فاي تزتكلنا ابزي كاو اب سبورت دما بزح منسي اب سبورت يزنطف زلو سبورت وند تخلكم فتحجزو افت منسي سبورت لو كاب حماق بوتا زوعل ندا سوا ندا شيشا حماق بوتا زوعل منسي تطمير له زخيد ميتد بس بلص كتصفحفحو حبريتك هيدل غني
So as you guys just watched and heard, these are testimonies from kids that are currently actively using our computer literacy program. Before I continue to our next video though, I just want you to know all of this was possible most importantly, from all of your donations and the contributions that you guys have made to Haben Tigray, whether you are a member of Haben Tigray or if you're just been able to donate anything from it. The program, go back a slide, as I said, was a computer literacy program that was capable of being completed with collaborations, obviously, from Haben Tigray, as well as ECDC and HPN for Tigray on this computer literacy program. There have been different phases to this program. They're currently completing the fourth and final phase with this segment of it for ECDC, HPN, Wellness and Education Centers, once again within Sudan and Tenedba camp specifically. A total of 350 students have been able to complete courses of basic computer literacy, basic computer programming, coding, Python, design and development websites, web applications, and so much more. As you guys have seen in the videos, the testimonies of the apps that they were able to build, whether that's social media apps, whether they were able to code video games. They have been able to do so much with the little amount of help and education that we've been able to provide for them so far. We have so much more. There's going to be a second enrollment of these phases coming up soon, and our next video will be able to elaborate further on that as well. Previously mentioned, upgrading the system is one of our next endeavors. More educational content. They'll go from Python to JavaScript and so on and so forth. Enhanced performances, increased stability, improved user experience, but most importantly, more opportunities for collaboration. And what does that mean? It means that we would need help to be able to build these educational systems that are worth the education in the future for our kids, meaning we can build a school system from our own knowledge or what we think exists out in this world, but there's so many other people that it's power in numbers. The more people that come and help us build these educational systems, the stronger they get, the more access that our kids will have to more knowledge and just overall a greater skill set from various of you who will be able to help, whether you're a teacher, a psychologist, whatever your specific field is, and you feel like you can contribute any type of knowledge into these educational systems that we are currently building, please reach out to us, Haben Tigray, and we'd be more than happy to collaborate on our next system update as well. As we move on, our next project that we've been able to accomplish as Haben Tigray is our agricultural project, whether that's in Sudan in the refugees camps or within Tigray as well. The projects initially considered for the implementation have included everything from greenhouse farming, aquaponic, hydroponic, mushroom farming, agricultural technology, as well as modern farming practices. I won't go too into detail with all of the stuff that we've already been able to do, just because that's not the focus for our event today. But some of the objectives were just direct assistance to the people in the refugee camps, or whether applies to farm, education on how to farm. We will able to provide that as well. And then the current ongoing projects, as I mentioned, are to support the refugees in Tenedbat, Sudan. And then the production in Tigray, currently we're really focused on berbere crops. So the hot pepper crops are really our main focus within the Tigray region at the moment. But we are hoping to, in the end of this, to integrate both the educational program as well as our agricultural program by conducting pilots and supporting research and being able to teach the kids, or the seniors and the teachers that will be teaching the kids vital farming information and tools to sustain a living, whether that's, again, within Tigray or outside of Tigray. So our vulnerable populations are obviously our main focus, whether that's orphans or children forced into orphan situations because they were separated from their parents, whether that's seniors that are unable to take care of themselves, war veterans, of course, and especially people with disabilities due to this ongoing war and genocide as well. Supporting the vulnerable population, what does that actually mean? So previously, what we've supported and have been able to accomplish within the Tigrayan refugees or the disabilities in Hashaba, Sudan, elderly and persons with disabilities within Tigray, as well as I mentioned, the orphan children that have been separated from their parents in Tigray. Today, our project, our ongoing project, is vitally important to notate that the support that Tigrayans are sustaining, war-related, are for the eye injuries and sight loss that have been endured during the war. So, as we mentioned when we started, I said visions for Tigray, and I feel like that encompasses what this project really means, whether they're giving them prescription eyeglasses, whether they're providing education or the help from medical groups to get them special sights and checks on support for eyesight related treatment, prescription eyeglasses like I mentioned, mobility and skills development, for them to be able to go and see these specialists, but especially the psychological screenings for people that have been forced to endure PTSD situations, and consultations for people that haven't been able to really accept the loss that they've suffered through the war, whether that's their eyes, their limbs, body parts. For those who have really hard time accepting what has happened to them, we've been able to provide psychological screenings for potential PTSD causes as well. So far, we've been able to this date, we've helped 113 youth that have already received PTSD screenings, and 253 received financial aid in order for them to continue their look for help, as well as any type of aid as well. What our goal for this year specifically, for 2013, is to end this year with a total of 500 youth that have been helped through our causes and our help and our donations through you guys. But by the end of 2024, we're really hoping to double that number to 1,000 kids and youth that could have been help through PTSD issues or any of the viral amount of things that we could have helped them with as well. So as we move on to your support and why we're really here today and speaking to you, for all of you who are watching live on our streaming, this is a video behind me that's playing to show you, one, how super easy it is to become a member of Haben Tigray, and what that would mean for you as a member of Tigray is helping us being able to accomplish our goals and some of our ideas and bring them to fruition. This time around, for those of you who have followed us online and have been able to see our raffle tickets that we've been selling, it's a video that you can see to, if you could press play on that one. So it's a subscription, as you can see. Click onto our website. It's a beautifully curated website. And we have our members. As you can see, we have different ribbons, different levels, different amount of donations, and different amounts of membership programs that you guys can participate in. Nothing is too small, nothing's absolutely too big. But these are our programs that we have available for you. Being a sustaining member, again, you can contribute professionally, as I mentioned earlier, to our educational content. You can provide financial support. You can provide ideas, connections, whatever you feel like you can contribute or add to our cause and help us grow as a foundation and help us sustain our foot in the foundational spirit in Tigray. We would be more than grateful for it. Today we're doing our raffle tickets. I'm going to give you guys some time at the end before we pull for the winners for you guys to just be able to donate last minute raffle tickets for you guys to get a chance to win one of our 3 top prizes. But before we do that, up the QR code for about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll take a 5 to 10 minute break, put it on the screen, and then we'll be back to draw the 3 lucky winners. And as I mentioned in the beginning, our first place winner is $1,000. Our second place winner is $500, and our third place winner is $250. So if you can, please screenshot or take a picture of our QR code that's about to come up on the screen, and please donate as much as you can, and you might be one of our 3 lucky winners for this evening. So in the meantime, we'll be back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for waiting as we gathered our last few purchases for this raffle ticket. We have closed the sales for any further purchases of these raffle tickets. We're going to start drawing in about 5 to 10 minutes or so, so just give us a bit more time, and we appreciate the patience. And now? Okay. On that thought, actually, we will be drawing immediately. So for those of you who purchased our raffle tickets here in person with us, we will be able to obviously hand you your winnings today. For those of you who are tuning in and your number happens to be picked, for sure, please reach out to us, but we will also reach out to you. So we will start with our third place winner. As I mentioned earlier, our third place winner is winning the prize of $250, a $25 raffle ticket to win $250, guys. So let's go ahead and get started and pick our first winner. Raffle. There we go. Number 67. Anybody in here in person with us have the number 67? Okay. So somebody watching or streaming right now has been very lucky. You are the first winner for our raffle tickets tonight, our third place winner of $250. I will have the names of all the winners by the end of this, so just give us a moment on that. But if you have the number 67, you have won our third prize earnings of $250. Now for our second place winner for tonight's raffle, for the winning of $500 will be do 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 Let's spin again. We shall spin again. So once again, if you are the lucky 67 for anybody watching us live on stream currently, if you are the winner of 67, please do reach out to us if you happen to get a chance before we reach out to you. But again, you have won the $250 third place earning. As we move on to our second place, we're gonna spin it again. And the lucky number, the lucky winner is 93. Anybody here have a raffle ticket 93? Do you? No way! Oh wow, okay, well, let's give them a round of applause, everybody. Congratulations. You have managed to turn your $25 into $500. Congratulations. Would you like to come up and say a few words? Come up here for a second, just for a second. Round of applause, everybody. He's our second place winner for our raffle ticket this evening. Hello, what's your name?
Tedros.
Thank you so much for participating, but most importantly, you are our second place winner. What are you gonna do with your $500?
I just donate to this.
That's exactly what we'd love to hear. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Who would have thought? So our last win for today, our first place, the biggest one, $1,000, guys, $1,000. Who is it going to be? Congratulations. And number 35. It has to be another person in here, right? It has to be. But I don't think it is. But number 35, you are our biggest winner for tonight. Round of applause for that. Honestly, it does warrant it. You won $1,000. So if you are tuned in live on this stream, please reach out to us before we get a chance to reach out to you. But you are our number one winner. $1,000 is your earnings for this. What a New Year's, right, guys? Firstly, Happy New Year's to everybody here. This is in honor of a new year, new beginnings, and new projects and implementations for our beloved people back home in Tigray. And continuing fruitful projects, continuing our educational programs, our agricultural programs, and then more importantly, why we're here and what the raffle and this specific fundraising was about. Visions for Tigray. We are in the process of being able to help so many disabled members of TDF, as well as folks that have been hurt or affected through the war, specifically through eyesight, that have lost their eyesight permanently or can hopefully regain any of their eyesight, any PTSD trauma that have come because of what they've endured during the war and this ongoing genocide as well. So for all of you who have been tuned in with us for the past hour, we appreciate you so much. As we mentioned in our presentation earlier, we would love, love, love to grow Haben Tigray into such a foundation that is for the people, by the people. So please join our membership, go on our website, take a look at it, see if it fits for what you want to do and how you want to help the future of Tigray and the kids of Tigray as well. In the meantime, our lucky winners, one of them being here in person. Congratulations for everybody else. Thank you so much. Happy New Year's, and hope you guys have a fantastic year to come. Sayonara.